and I'm gonna read your tweet.
Okay.
Straight to the.
This is the first time I've been like quoted on a podcast.
Yeah, I'm about to quote you. So this is
cool.
Lonegevity via Twitter. As the pastor say, on yesterday. This might be a little controversial, but the golden era of underground hip hop had to be between 2010 and 2014. The amount of dope music that dropped in the blog era might be incomparable. Did I quote you right?
You read it, so I haven't really thought about the quote much.
We were chatting. You had a rebuttal to that, sir. Do you remember what your rebuttal was?
A lot of people have responded to me, actually.
Expand on your rebuttal, because I think yours was like, well...
Terry picked up on what I was throwing.
Yeah, mine just differentiated and put in layman's terms what he was saying.
Okay.
So...
Emphasize specific words, essentially.
Right.
Okay.
Certain, verbiage. Because sometimes people will look at it and jump out the window because it's followed by golden era.
Right.
So all you really seen was golden era.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you break it down to actual underground artists, because that era of time that he's talking about,
right?
It's kind of cloudy as far as what was out mainstream right now to me. But
it was Kanye was doing stuff. Well, that was actually
2010 and 2014.
Kanye had been doing shit since like 03.
Drake. It's a lot of Drake.
Yeah, Drake
came in about 09, 08, 09.
Migos
Kendrick and them weren't far behind. Kendrick.
But Kendrick was a part of that underground golden era.
He definitely was. He was part of it. J. Cole was part of it.
Rhapsody was
Nipsey is actually part of that.
Yeah.
That That's same underground era.
That's a fact.
Wiz Khalifa.
Mac Miller.
When you actually break down the artists that were part of that era, and the reason why I think he can speak on that is because we were heavily digging up all that dope shit.
That's
and
literally
it
what
right
we were
in front
doing.
of you.
My Dark Twisted Fantasy is 2010.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not underground.
But I see. Later. I know you're talking about what was popping back then.
Yeah.
But can you kind of expand? Because I know did he pretty much hit it?
Terry pretty much explained it. I think the one thing I didn't emphasize enough was when I said the golden era, I just meant the golden era of underground.
Right.
I feel like it was different. I don't know. I think it has a lot to do with access too.
Okay.
Like in that blog era right there was so much coming out because all of a sudden everybody that was dope had a way to get it to people, and it was just like, cool, find a blogger or throw it out to all. And I was the blogger. Me and Terry and I were the bloggers that were getting all this stuff and finding all this stuff. And there was the amount of names that I could.
Odyssey
was a part of it, but even like the smaller names, Crit, Pac Div, Overdose.
Man, East Coast was killing it.
With
Pac Div and
Friday Night
Overdose.
Lights.
That's West Coast.
Tanya Morgan.
They don't even get their just due.
But I mean, you said Tanya Morgan.
Yeah,
he did.
Tanya Morgan. Yeah. Chicago Save Money. So Chance, Vic Mensa.
Cool Kids.
Mm-hmm. Cool Kids.
Or was that before?
That was right at the beginning of it.
I'm looking at 2010 right now, mixtape wise.
Hell, Jay Electronica.
Yeah.
Yep.
J. Cole, Friday Night Lights. Let's see, Freddie Gibbs, Straight Killer No Filler.
Freddie Gibbs is another one.
Wale, More About Nothing. Big Crit was there.
Yeah.
That's
so
2010.
I mean, Crit came up. Like I remember the first song that I heard from Crit. It was I Ain't Shit.
Yeah.
And he was rapping over somebody else's beat. Like I remember the artists that are big now.
I would say that actually was a little bit before 2010.
A lot of these people were. Yeah. Well, yeah. Technically, the blog era started earlier than that, but I feel like it got to a point where it was like full and thriving at like 2009, 2010-ish, give or take. Mm-hmm. And there was so much music out. I mean,
is that when Action Bronson came out?
Action Bronson was in that group as well. God, there's so many people. I was thinking of some names in my head because you asked me about that, and I was like, man, there's just so many. Just go to Flying Lotus. Go to Bringing Down the Band. Look at our archives. Like
𝐀𝐁𝐎𝐿𝐴.
2011.
Well, 𝐀𝐁𝐎𝐿𝐴's damn near still kinda. He's just
he was on the end of that.
Yeah.
The blog era, but it was just so much access, man.
2011, 2 Chainz, True Religion. I actually remember
Yeah,
that.
he was more mainstream though.
I don't think you can even really say 2 Chainz was ever really underground because he piggyback off Ludacris.
Yeah.
So when Ludacris was bubbling high,
what about Danny Brown?
Danny Brown, absolutely.
He was just on that list.
Absolutely. There's levels too. Like the underground people, like add to. There were levels of artists that.
I keep forgetting about
that jumped to mainstream, and then there are people that just lived in the underground, and those are the artists that I'm talking about. I mean, Homeboy Sandman. What was that crew out of Brown Bag? Remember Brown Bag All Stars had their time too. They were cooking for a minute.
Hearing that name.
Soulcon and them.
You were pushing them hard back when we were doing Cut Camp and shit.
So I mean, that's when what's her name? Odd Future came up through that.
Oh yeah.
Big underground following.
Was Pac Div out back then?
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember. I really rock with Pac early Pac Div.
Yeah. Pac Div is a prime example of that.
Yeah, I really rock with Pac Div.
What about this? I don't know, man. So like, I really liked the super the underground culture. So let's have this discussion when you say underground. Like,
okay.
I liked the underground culture from like 03.
Okay.
That era going back further. That's when you had people like Murs. Okay. Atmosphere, Slug. You had Brother Ali coming out. You had Little Brother. You've got MF Doom doing shit at that point. Like
Madlib. Even you could almost make the argument that Slum Village was underground.
So. Definitely.
Good call. Yeah. Good call.
Anything Dilla involved was underground.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
Unless it was
the Mary J records, or didn't he have a Mary J record?
Or
hit Erica Badu
record. Tribe shit, Common
Idea.
Shit.
Yeah. The rhyme sayer stuff.
Rhyme sayers.
You said
rhyme sayers, Stone's Throw.
You said 2003 through. What'd you say?
I don't know. I was just thinking of that
in that era.
Okay.
Yeah,
there were a couple years like that. I would say probably like 3 or 4.
Last Emperor was putting shit out back then. Why do you guys always laugh when I say Last Emperor? Out of curiosity, I don't know. We've never had this discussion.
It makes me think of a cartoon. I don't know.
Makes
why.
me think of a movie or something.
It was crazy. The Last Emperor.
Have you ever
at one
listened
point
to Last Emperor?
Was signed to Aftermath.
Maybe I don't.
I'm not gonna lie and say that I have. I'm not gonna lie and say that.
I'll send you guys. I'll put some in the
Bishop Lamont. If we're talking about people who were signed to Aftermath,
Bishop Lamont. Wow.
I feel like Bishop Lamont was the beta test for Kendrick Lamar.
Bishop Lamont.
I haven't heard that name in a while,
but he actually could go though.
I remember him. Yeah,
Bishop Lamont could go though.
His song "Grow Up" still goes hard.
Yeah, he could rap. I remember.
But a lot of these underground artists too. I think a big part of what I'm saying is just because I mean obviously hip hop was underground early as well,
right?
But it was just so many art. Like literally, it would be like maybe it would be like going to the record store on a Tuesday and randomly finding a record, right?
Right.
But this was like artists that didn't even have the ability to put like records out. They could just throw stuff on Hulkshare or Mediafire, and then Two Dope Boys would pick them up, or Nah Right, or Fake Shore Drive, or
just share the link.
Kevin Nottingham, or DJ Booth back when they shared music.
Yeah.
Like it was just like, who is this guy? Had no idea who this person was, and be like, all right, cool. Like we used to make, we had a series with Metronome called the B-Sides. Remember we did that, and we just threw like 50 B-side tracks together of just a bunch of different artists.
It's funny you say that. It's funny you said that because I used to stumble upon so much heat just by what he just said through those sites. Like I always just look for the Mediafire link or the whatever link.
I mean, it was every day.
Facts.
Every day.
You checking that shit.
You just
every
never knew who
day.
knew who you'd meet.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that. I remember that. But now it's like
or run into.
OK Player boards.
OK Player, absolutely. Now that would be back to Spoolz'
That's
point,
early
though.
2000s.
Yeah. That's how I got up on Little Brother, like Questlove was talking about.
Yeah, that's like 03.
Yeah.
I was on a forum called Access Hip Hop. It was based out of San Diego, and that's how I got hip to Blame One and all of them, because he was actually on that message board.
So with you running, and
then that connected me to Exile because they're friends, and then the whole Dirty Science team and that whole
you actually put
Soul
me on
Spasms
to
and stuff.
You actually put me on to Exile. I learned about Blue. I think I learned about Blue to Heavens, but between you or Kenny, one of y'all put me on to them.